first encounter wasn't a battle, it was a disappearance. 3 Imperial cruisers, sent to subdue the frontier colony of Vera 9, vanished from orbit within minutes of arrival. No distress call, no wreckage, just silence. Admiral Sarex watched the scans replay for the 100th time. Each recording showed the same thing, static blooming across every sensor before the ships blinked off the grid. It wasn't possible. Not with the tech the humans supposedly had. When the Empire declared war on Earth, it expected a campaign of weeks, a display of strength that would remind the outer systems who ruled. But by the end of the first month, entire regiments were refusing to advance without confirmation that the skies above them were clear. They never were. From forests thick with signal interference to cities cloaked in artificial night, the humans had turned their own planet into a maze of shifting ghosts. Drones were hijacked mid-flight. Tanks reported phantom heat signatures that vanished just as artillery locked on. Every time the Empire adapted, the humans changed the rules again. Countermeasures failed, not because they were weak, but because the enemy refused to play by the same logic. They didn't fight for victory. They fought for confusion. Sarex reviewed field reports, ambushes from nowhere, snipers that vanished like mirages, and storms forming out of clear skies. Storms that blinded sensors, jammed weapons, and drowned entire divisions in mud and static. The Empire's weather analysts called it coincidence. Sarex called it control. In orbit, command ships lost contact seconds before coordinated strikes. One fleet was found later, drifting. Every system dead, every life support intact, not a single mark of battle on the hull. Panic spread faster than orders. Ground troops began whispering that the humans had found a way to see through armor, through walls, through thought itself. Veterans who had conquered worlds refused to leave their transports. The war had become one-sided, but not in the way the Empire had imagined. For every human confirmed killed, 12 Imperial soldiers were lost. Not from superior weapons, but from traps, misdirection, and fear. Sarex realized too late that the humans didn't need numbers. They only needed time. By the 3rd month, entire sectors of the invasion front had collapsed without major engagement. Supplies went missing before reaching outposts. Comms blacked out seconds before coordinated retreats. Every battlefield turned into a stage where humanity dictated every move, and the Empire danced to their tune. When the order came to pull back to orbit, it wasn't called a retreat, but everyone knew that's what it was. The humans had done the impossible. They had forced an empire built on conquest to fear a species it once called primitive. From the command deck, Sarex watched Earth disappear beneath the clouds and whispered the truth no one dared to record. They're not fighting to survive anymore. They're fighting to teach. The retreat to orbit didn't bring clarity. It brought silence, the kind that waits before something worse. Fleet Command tried to make sense of it all. How could an entire invasion collapse without a single decisive battle? No one had answers. Then came the outages. Relay stations along the inner fleet routes went dark one by one. No explosions, no distress calls, just blank signals and wiped data cores. Scouts sent to investigate never returned. Admiral Sarex reviewed the telemetry himself. Every lost transmission ended the same way. A flicker of movement across the stars, a distortion that wasn't a ship, and then silence. Soon, other systems began reporting unrest. Outer colonies were experiencing blackouts, riots, and sabotage that no Imperial agents could trace. Each event timed perfectly with a fleet deployment or resupply run. Human hands unseen, but unmistakable. When the Empire finally restructured its command network, it found the humans already there, not physically, but digitally. Entire fleets refused to launch because their navigation systems displayed false coordinates. Fuel depots opened to find their reserves vented into vacuum overnight. The war that had started on one planet had spread across light years, not as an army, but as a shadow. Humanity was no longer defending. It was rewriting the rules of conflict. Reports poured in from deep space traders. Attacks by small, silent vessels, too agile to track, too fast to lock on. They disabled engines, left ships drifting, and vanished before help could arrive. No insignia, no origin, but everyone knew who it was. The Empire, desperate to regain control, called for a final offensive, every fleet in the region to converge on Earth. The plan: overwhelm the planet with sheer mass, reclaim dominance through fear and fire. Serex listened to the orders in silence. To the politicians, it sounded like power. To him, it sounded like surrender. Numbers had never mattered to humans. They fought with time, with patience, with inevitability. When the fleets emerged from hyperspace, they found Earth empty. No defense grids, no ships, no transmissions, just a quiet blue world turning beneath them. Then came the news. Core systems, deep within Imperial territory, were under attack. Industrial worlds burning, communications collapsing, governments cut off from one another. The war was no longer on the frontier, it was inside the Empire. Panic fractured the command chain. Half the fleets wanted to strike Earth, the other half turned back to defend their homeworlds. And that's when the humans appeared. Not from the planet, but from the void itself. Hundreds of stealth ships emerging from positions the Empire's scanners had never found. They didn't engage directly. They targeted command vessels, fuel relays, and data links. Entire armadas went dark within minutes, paralyzed, not destroyed. Meanwhile, far across the stars, human strike teams struck at the Empire's heart. Archives erased, council worlds seized without a shot fired. The great machine of conquest collapsed under its own weight. By the time Serex received the final broadcast, it was already over. The human flagship hovered above the Imperial capital. No weapons active. No threats made. Only a single transmission played across every channel: stand down or stand extinct. No rage, no cruelty, just certainty. Within an hour, the Empire surrendered. There was no treaty, no occupation. Human fleets withdrew quietly, leaving behind only silence and the memory of defeat. In his final report, Serex wrote, "They fight not for power, but for the promise that no one will ever chain them again. They don't conquer, they remind." The Empire sealed his report, but every commander who read it passed it on in whispers. Across the stars, one truth spread. Humanity hadn't just won a war, they'd changed what war meant. And from that day forward, every world, even the farthest ones, remembered the same unspoken law. You can challenge them once, but never twice.